guys, I didn't get a video out this morning, and I didn't take a video with me when we were left today, and I'm so upset with myself. But I thought I would go ahead and come on real quick and tell you guys to pray for Mom. I took her this morning to a neurologist, and they did testing on her hands because she has one hand evidently that tingles all the time, and she has no grip in that hand. Not this, actually her left hand, she says she still can do things with, and as long as she wears her glove at night, she's fine with her left hand. But her right hand, she says she can't squeeze her perfume anymore. She don't use her finger to pump the perfume. I know that she can't open bottles anymore. If there's, just a Coke bottle lid on it, she can't open that anymore. And she says it tingles. It tingles all day. So, she got her referral, and then we went this morning to a neurologist, and they did different kind of tests on her. But she said this whole arm, she said they poked her, and she said when they poked her with on her right, she said she couldn't feel it. She couldn't feel anything. She has no feeling in her right, like pain. But she said when they started doing the pokes on this side, she said it hurt so bad, and she basically hurt all the way home. Sort of just leaned back with her eyes shut. She took two, I don't know, Tylenol or something in the car when we left the doctor's office. So she has to have surgery. He suggests surgery on both hands, carpal tunnel surgery on both hands. But she thinks that she should just do it on one hand. But she says she's going to talk to her other doctor and see what her other doctor says. I think that if they suggest both hands, that she should do both hands. But that's just my opinion, because I just feel like if she's got it in this other hand, eventually it will be like that. Now, maybe she just wants to, no, she only wants to have surgery in one hand, even though he said both need it. I guess in her mind, though, she could be, if you wanted to think about it in a way like get one out of the way, let it heal, get it going about your business and your days and blah, 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 and then schedule the other hand. I don't know if that's what she's thinking, but it didn't sound like that's what she was thinking. It sounded like she was thinking she's just going to have surgery on one hand. So I know that she also bled a lot. He asked her, did she take blood thinners? And she said no, but he just said every time he poked her, it just poured blood out. So she had like cotton balls all up and down her arm where they were stopping the bleeding. In my purse. Anyway, I'm home now. I came in and put on this little sundress thing. I'm fixing to go out and mow, but I brought Levi lunch, and I had, while I was gone, I was checking my camera over here to check on him, and he wasn't in the living room. Well, when I left, he was still in bed. When I was putting my makeup on in my dressing room, hold on, you gotta eat. He was watching Kung Fu Panda. When I was putting my makeup on, you were still watching Kung Fu Panda.
It's not that. I'm watching the Pirate Caribbean.
That's when I left. When I was putting my makeup on, he was watching Kung Fu Panda. I know. What's her name?
Mary Tigress?
Tigress?
Oh.
Anyway, when I left and I went down the hallway to tell him I was leaving, he was watching Pirates of the Caribbean. So we had been gone. GPS, this was a new doctor. We'd never been there before. It told us 47 minutes. And so while she was back with the doctor, I was checking, you know, just looking at my phone and stuff. So I pulled up my camera, and he wasn't in here, but the dogs were barking. They were barking at the front door. Now the front door was locked. I locked it when I left since I was leaving.
Right beside, I talked to him when I was living on him.
The dogs?
Yeah.
So Honey come down the hallway to the bedroom?
Yes, I'm loving on him.
Okay, so when I turned the camera on, when I opened the app on my phone, and it takes a few seconds for the camera opens right away, and it's actually showing like what's showing on the camera is like the last thing that I had looked at, which is just the living room. But it was like it freezes when you turn it off on whatever was happening in the living room at the time. So if Levi had happened to be in here when I first turned the camera on and it opens, it would have showed him sitting on the couch or whatever he was doing the last time I had looked at the camera. So the camera opens and it just looks like the living room, but nobody's in it. And the TV's on, but it's like frozen on it looks like it's a picture. So that you can see the TV on, but there's nothing moving. Like the characters on the TV, they're not moving. When it fully opens, then it's live. When it became live, my volume was normal, and all of a sudden, when it opened, my dogs were barking. Both dogs were barking, and they're barking and like excited at the front door, and that made me nervous. And I'm thinking, okay, well, the door's locked, but he's not even in the living room. And so then I start that little bit of a panic you go through for a second. You got to think, okay. So I called Steph. I said, are you home? And she said, yes. I said, would you please walk over? My front door is locked. You can't get in. But there might be somebody at my house. I don't know. The dogs are going crazy in the living room. I said, I checked the camera. I said, Levi's not in the living room. She said, Levi with you? And I said, no, when I left, he was down the hallway. We've only been gone 45 minutes. I said, it took us 45 minutes. I said, it's been 45 minutes. I said, he evidently hasn't come he hasn't come to the living room yet. He's still in down in his bed watching TV. And I said, but the dogs I didn't kennel them when I left. Normally when I leave, I kennel them because I don't want Honey with her non-house breaking to have a moment where she uses a bathroom somewhere. But this morning I didn't kennel them when I left. So I said, they're not kenneled, and they're in the living room just barking at the front door. And she said she would walk over and check. Well, I went immediately back to my camera, and sure enough, it's like when things move outside through the glass, it puts like a movement against the wall or the ceiling. Like you can see something. Even those, like the windows that I have hanging on my front porch, the old antique windows that I have hanging, if the wind is blowing and they move, then it puts like this little movement across the walls in here in the house. And it looks like somebody's moving around out there. So when she come walking down the porch, I could see that movement, like that shadowy, in the house. And then I seen the actual, like glistening of like where she opened the storm door to look in through the other glass door. And she said, I could see all that. I couldn't see her because the camera I had moved the camera from this. Normally it looks like straight down in here, like at an angle into the living room. So you see the couch, you see my chair, you see the edge of the hallway going down the hallway. I had moved it when they were barking. I moved it with my little console. You have little arrows. So the camera had moved to look more at, it's a side angle view, but at the front door. And So I could see all that movement there, but she couldn't get in the house. So then I seen the as she shut the storm door, that little shiny prism stuff goes across the room. And so I knew she had left. I didn't know she'd gone to the back door too, and it was still locked. I hadn't been out the back door. I mean, we left early. We left at 8. So I'd set my alarm for 6:45, got up, took a bath, ate my breakfast, got dressed and left. So anyway, I didn't know she'd gone to the back door, but all of a sudden while I'm on the, watching, the dogs all start barking that direction, looking toward the back door. So they heard her on the back porch. But it was so funny because here's Jensen still barking, like right here in the middle of the living room, just blah, 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 blah. And Honey's barking, but she takes off down the hallway running like she's scared. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is she doing? Where's she can go hide somewhere down the hallway. Jensen is standing his ground, and whoever said Honey's then hightailed it down the hallway. Anyway, Steph said, I said it could have been a cat. Cats may have, I have that lumber still that I'm working in my bedroom with on the front porch stack. One of the cats, they're always laying along that lumber. I said one of them could have jumped down, made a noise, dog started barking. Anyway, at least I know there was nobody here. I am going to get me another camera like the one I have up here that I can actually talk through and see. My camera on the front porch is not made for my phone. It's made to hook in, like, I want to say hardwired, but I don't know how other word to say it. Like a cord that comes down and goes into the back of the TV, and that brings in like a surveillance camera, like if you were in a grocery store, and you're looking at the cameras all around the store. That's what you can see on my front porch. It's in black and white, but you can see the people on my porch when it's hooked into the back of a TV, but I don't have it hooked into the back of a TV right now. So what I'd like to get, go ahead and leave that one out there that talks, because I like that warning it gives out. But get one like this that actually lets me see what's going on the porch. So if I'd heard the dogs barking, I could have maybe gone into another app, see a second camera, and it would show me what's going on the front porch. And if it had been a person there, I could have said, can I help you? What are you doing here? Need to leave, I'm calling the cops, whatever. But anyway, evidently it's just a cat. But it was so funny watching Honey. She hightailed it, tail down and everything down that hallway. It was very, very funny. But
I called the cops on him.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. You look so woolly. You need a haircut?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys, pray for Mom, because she's going to have a surgery on at least one hand. She says she's not going to have surgery on 2. If he says that she needs both, I think she needs to have both. But if she wants to do one at a time, I could see how you might want to do one at a time. The recovery time for the surgery is a week. So I don't know if she would do it at a holiday where she's not going to have kids. She only has Coda now. I mean, Bree sends the kids over, the little ones over every now and then while she's outside doing stuff, and that's fine. But if Mom, she's not going to be able to change a diaper or pull down she could do it one-handed if she only has one surgery. One hand. I don't know. I just want you guys to pray for Mom, that she'll make the right decision. Because in my mind, my mind says wait till a holiday. Like, do it on the day before Thanksgiving, the day before the kids get out on Thanksgiving break. Do it. And then she has that whole Thanksgiving break to recuperate with no kids. And I do Thanksgiving, so she doesn't even have to prepare a meal. Everything just, everybody usually brings something. I usually do like a main thing, a couple of main things. But she wouldn't have to bring anything if she didn't want to. She just shows up and eats while she's recuperating with both hands. But she thinks that this hand is still good, and if it hurt so bad when he poked on her, and this hand didn't hurt at all because it has no feeling. But this one, she said, it was so painful that she was almost crying. So, you know, she's gonna be, I can tell she's gonna be wishy-washy with that, with both hands. But we need to keep her in our prayers, guys. All right, I'm going to head outside and mow. You know what? I mowed Katie's yard around her house almost 2 weeks ago, and that grass is not growing. It has gotten to where it's so dry. But my backyard, the yard needs a good mow. It may be the last one before fall. I don't know. The grass is growing so slow right now because it's so hot. But it still needs a mow. My front yard actually don't look too bad, but my backyard looks pretty woolly. And I want to start on the fence pretty soon. At least the one that I want to come up into the yard more and do it. I need to start on that at some point too. I was just thinking yesterday, what did I need? And I think I have 2. I need to measure again because I don't remember how many feet it is from the corner of the chicken yard over to the fence behind Tony's, because it'll go straight across there. But I have 2 cattle panels, so that's 32 foot. And then I have the gate. So I think I'm only gonna need one more cattle panel, and Daddy can just probably bring me one of those from the back somewhere. I'm sure Daniel or Dad or Jake or somebody has one. But I want to get that done pretty shortly. I have the landscape the 4x4s, and I have cement. So it's just putting those in the ground and tacking up that fence and hanging the gate. And that will allow the cows to come on, I say the cows, Molly and the goats to come on up closer. They would literally be about 12 feet from the pool. I mean, that's where the chicken yard fence goes across right there. So, and that gets them a little closer to the house during high water times. You know, we're still in hurricane season. So, you know, it's things we still got to think about. You know, and Dad has not one time said, when are you ready to work on that fence? So maybe I have to say, Dad, I'm ready to work on a fence. I don't know. Because, you know, that's what we were going to do. Fix it where they come up all the way to the front yard and have a place to go in the front yard. And so I don't know when we're going to do that, but we need to get going on that at some point. Maybe he wants to wait till it's cooler. I don't know. Anyway, but pray for Mom, guys, and I will see you guys later. Love y'all.
I love you guys.
He says he loves you too. Katie, I'm trying to do a video.